Ethiopia is expelling 7 senior UN officials, accusing them of meddling in its internal affairs. They include senior figures with the UN Children's Fund, UNICEF, and the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. They've been given 72 hours to leave. This week, the UN humanitarian chief criticized the Ethiopian government, accusing it of stopping much-needed aid from reaching the war-torn Tigray region. Let's speak to Samuel Getachew in Addis Ababa. He's an independent journalist. Good to have you with us again, Samuel. What is it that these UN officials are alleged to have done?
They're being accused by the Ethiopian government involving themselves in the internal issue of the country. And some of them, again, accused of doing things that the government terms or sees as being illegal or unbecoming of a UN official. And that's why they are being expelled and have been told to leave the country within 72 hours as of today. Well, you know, the UN agencies and the Ethiopian government side, they haven't been seeing eye to an eye. They've been accusing each other of different allegations going back and forth. The Ethiopian side has been saying that they're open to sending aid or assisting the UN sending or being able to deliver aid to Tigray. The UN has been accusing the Ethiopian side of preventing them from delivering aid. So the allegation between them is day and night. It's black and white. So this was expected to come. It's been going on since day one. Well, you know, USAID, for example, tweeted a few weeks ago saying 7% of the Ethiopia's population are dependent on aid that's supported by the US. Ethiopia is a country in the move. It has one of the strongest economies, but it's still a nation that's dependent on aid, foreign aid. So there are many, many people that rely on foreign aid. And the Ethiopian government is yet to explain how they're going to replace this important UN agencies that have been providing basic support for millions of Ethiopians. But the Ethiopian government has insisted, saying that accusing the UN of interfering in the affairs of Ethiopia. At one point, they were accused of supporting TPLF, including providing arms or transporting arms, and even donating or giving aid to their soldiers. So again, the accusation has been overwhelming. Well, that's best to be answered by the leadership at the UN and Ethiopia, but there has to be some kind of understanding. It's not the UN agencies that are being removed from Ethiopia. It's just some of the leading actors of the UN that has been leading in terms of giving aid within Ethiopia. You know, some of them, we know them as the face of the UN within Ethiopia. So, I mean, this is, while it was expected to come, again, it's a shock.
These are some of the most recent pictures from Tigray, but they are weeks old. The region is quite deliberately, it seems, being cut off from the rest of the world. The UN believes famine has already taken hold, but humanitarian access remains severely limited, and now the Ethiopian government in a tweet has announced it's expelling 7 top UN officials. They have 72 hours to leave the country. In response, a spokesperson for the UN Secretary-General read out this statement he's issued.
I was shocked by the information that the government of Ethiopia has declared 7 UN officials, including senior UN humanitarian officials, as persona non grata. I have full confidence in the UN staff who are in Ethiopia doing this work. The UN is committed to helping Ethiopian people who rely on humanitarian assistance. We are now engaging with the government of Ethiopia in the expectation that the concerned UN staff will be allowed to continue their important work.
At the UN Security Council, ambassadors viewed the planned expulsions as a most unwelcome development.
Do you believe this expulsion of the top UN staff is part of an attempt by the Ethiopian government to use starvation as a weapon?
Look, like the Secretary-General, I'm deeply shocked by what we've just heard about the expulsion of senior humanitarian workers. You've heard me time and again here raise our concerns about Tigray, now I would say about northern Ethiopia.
With 400,000 people now facing famine, that's more than the rest of people facing famine in the world. So we've got a real humanitarian emergency. We've been working now for almost a year since the conflict started to get humanitarian access in to try and bring the parties to peace. So I think the latest developments will only intensify our determination to try and get a breakthrough.